Excellent.
Hi, this is the Choice is Your Superpower team, and we want to talk to you really briefly about why it's important to make inspired choices. Look, I've made a number of inspired choices, and the one that comes to mind first is when I decided to quit my job to become a stand-up comic. That was, something that was like I wasn't enjoying what I was doing as an environmental engineer, and I had always had this idea in my head that I loved doing stand-up comedy. Watched Saturday Night Live, grew up watching Monty Python, quit my job, and I went to do stand-up comedy. And I have to tell you, it was one of the best choices I've ever made. It got me to be comfortable on stage, and got me to be a corporate trainer, and to work with this wonderful team now. So there's one simple inspired choice that I made. Well, maybe not simple. Let's just call it an inspired choice that I made that's affected the rest of my life in a positive way. Let's see, Joyce, what's an inspired choice maybe that you've made that people can relate to?
Well, I could also go back to being in the business and making that change in business. I was in corporate America for a very long time, and I was loving what I was doing in HR, but I wasn't really fulfilled. And so making the inspired choice to take that step beyond my comfort zone and start my own business in helping leaders of small businesses and medium-sized businesses in their HR needs, as well as helping them to grow and be better leaders, really has made for me a better life for me. I feel more connected. I feel like I'm giving back, I'm contributing, and I'm able to spread information in a lot farther than just my small little client group in my little corporate world, in my little cubicle that I was working in before. So now I'm able to take my knowledge, my expertise, and really share it across the world. So that is an inspired choice that I made.
Fantastic. I bet Matt has something to share on this, because he always talks about some of the struggles that he's had people going through, being stuck. So Matt, would you mind going next and kind of tell us what making inspired choices means to you?
Of course. Kind of like what Joyce was saying, and Chris, when you hit a point where you're not sure why life doesn't feel like it's going the way it should be going for you. I was in that spot, and it was just like I realized I wasn't making inspired choices because I wasn't getting results that I wanted. I kept feeling like, why am I not making more money? Why am I working a job that's driving me crazy? And it's like, I just didn't get it. So my inspired choice that was big was I was going to figure out what successful people did to get the success they wanted. And it was making choices. It was being proactive. It was setting goals and all the things that we teach, how to bring it all together so you can get what you want in life. And that's what making inspired choices is. It's every day. Do you hit the snooze button, or do you get up early and read? Different little things like that make a big difference. And that's what we want to teach, and that's why we all come together. So,
yeah, so that's a great point, Matt. Thank you. And that's the other piece that I think, kind of unpacking that further, is success is really built upon habits. It's one of the things that I really key into, is that successful people have successful habits. They make choices consistently. And that was a really good point, Matt. So thanks for bringing that. And then, of course, we have the lovely Joanna. Will you please? What does inspired choices mean to you?
Well, I get to make them a few times a day to stay on track. So I've been self-employed for 15 years. I call that psychologically unemployable. So I've been my own boss for a long time. That also means I've been my own leadership coach. I've been my own HR director. I've been my own financial advisor, and I'm not really an expert in all those fields. But what I have become an expert in is keeping myself motivated and reinventing and tweaking my business model so that it fits the way I want to live. Last year, I ran a full-time real estate business, and I lived 700 miles away half the year. And I wouldn't have ever dreamed that would be possible had I not really embraced the principles that we're sharing with others, and that you really can take 100% responsibility for your life rather than being reactionary to what's going on in your field and your market. So for me, the biggest inspired choice was probably right after the market crash in 2009, 2010. And I had to decide if I'm going to stay in the field that I'm in, or am I going to recreate myself? And what I realized is I could recreate myself within my business, within my expertise, and fall back in love with my career. So I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that struggle with this too. And, you know, spouses and partners that say, go get a real job. This whole entrepreneur thing has its pros and cons. So my goal in sharing Inspired Choices is helping people discover what I discovered of how to reinvent yourself within your industry, or potentially start a new industry and really be your own boss and really be able to create a lifestyle by design. And that's, for me, that was one of my best inspired choices. This is to recommit to my expertise and find a way for it to fit into my life that was enjoyable.
That's awesome.
So that was kind of a key point there. I think everybody here would agree is like, what are you great at? Right? What is it that motivates you, that you're most passionate about? And that's what we really are teaching people. It's like, look, there's something that makes you excited to get up every day. And if you're, I remember Matt always talks about it, it's like, if you're saying this, Matt, you want to say it? What do you say? Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Living the dream, man.
So when somebody like that, you know that they're struggling, right? I mean, I've seen a lot of people, I'm living the dream. It's like they know that there's something else that they want. They just don't know how to do that. And that's really what we teach, whether it's in the corporate space that I work in with HR, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in sales or leadership that Matt works in. What we teach people is how really to make inspired choices and how to move yourself from where you are to where you want to be, how to create those habits that successful people do. My specialty is in medical device, and I work with leaders. And Joyce works with HR. Matt has good hair. Anybody who wants good hair care products, Matt's your guy. And then Joanna, obviously, is also in leadership and real estate. And I'm just messing with Matt. Matt's a great sales guy, and he's also a super motivational guy. So I like to tease because I'm obsessed with hair. Don't know why. But look, we're really looking forward to working with you. This is kind of a taste of what we offer. We have different voices and different perspectives. And one last one is, I am a father of 2 kids, and I'm married. And I'll tell you, every day I have to make inspired choices to make sure I'm doing the best I can for my kids. I was going to say not screw them up, which is not the positive way to say it. To do my best for my kids, to raise them in the way that be great citizens. So thank you for joining us here on our website. We look forward to speaking and working with you in the future. Thank you, everybody.